You walk past their cage, tap on the glass, and watch them freeze. You assume they are just being cute, but you are actually watching a localized trauma response. We bring these tiny creatures into our homes, build them plastic palaces, and project our human emotional needs onto them, completely blind to the fact that we are systematically destroying their psychological well-being. You might think you are a loving, attentive owner, but if you are doing any of these 5 things, your hamster doesn't love you. They are living in a constant state of survival mode. And when you go through all the signs, you will understand exactly why your pet seems so terrified of you. Sign 1. The psychological erasure of their sanctuary. This happens every single time you decide to deep clean their cage. Humans are highly visual creatures, so we inherently believe that a spotless, fresh-smelling cage is a happy cage. But hamsters operate almost entirely on complex olfactory mapping. They navigate, establish dominance, and feel secure based strictly on their own scent glands and pheromone markers. When you dump out all their bedding, wipe down the plastic, and scrub everything with soap, you aren't just cleaning their room. You're burning down their entire universe and wiping their memory bank. This completely predictable routine causes their heart rate to skyrocket to 150 beats per minute as they frantically try to figure out where they are and if a predator has invaded. Sign 2. The forced violation of their biological clock. Hamsters are crepuscular and nocturnal, meaning their delicate nervous systems are evolutionarily hardwired to rest securely during daylight hours to avoid being hunted. Yet, we routinely dig them out of their burrows at 2 in the afternoon, simply because we want to play or show them off to a friend. Imagine a giant ripping the roof off of your house at 3 in the morning, shining a blinding spotlight into your eyes, and pulling you out of your bed to entertain them. That isn't affection. It is sleep deprivation and psychological torture that leaves the animal chronically anxious, irritable, and physically exhausted. Sign 3. The trauma of the human hand and the illusion of compliance. Because they are prey animals existing at the absolute bottom of the food chain, their brains are simply not programmed to understand that a massive, fleshy hand reaching down from the sky is coming in peace. When you chase them around the enclosure to pick them up, corner them to forcefully stroke their fur, or dress them in tiny, restrictive outfits for a social media photo, you are directly triggering their deepest genetic nightmare. They don't think they are being cuddled. They think they have been caught and are about to be consumed. When they freeze perfectly still in the palm of your hand, most owners mistake this for calmness, but it is actually a textbook trauma response. A biological mechanism of playing dead while hoping the predator loses interest before the final strike. Sign 4. Spatial vulnerability and the denial of the dark. In the wild, open space equals sudden death, so a cage with bright overhead lights, minimal bedding, and no deep enclosed places to hide creates severe chronic agoraphobia in a hamster. They require at least 6 inches of dense substrate to dig complex, stable tunnel systems, because burrowing is not just a fun hobby for them. It is a vital psychological coping mechanism. If they cannot hide completely out of your sight, they literally never turn off their fight or flight response, leading to a suppressed immune system and a drastically shortened lifespan. Sign 5. Forcing them to share territory to cure a loneliness they don't even feel. Humans are pack animals who hate being isolated, so we naturally assume our hamsters need a roommate to be happy. But Syrian hamsters in particular are violently solitary, fiercely territorial creatures. Putting another hamster or a different species like a guinea pig in their enclosure isn't giving them a best friend. It is locking them in a terrifying cage match, where they are forced into chronic resource guarding over food, water, and space. This constant, invisible tension leads to severe depression, extreme territorial anxiety, and inevitably, fatal fights where the weaker animal is eliminated simply because they had nowhere to run. We have spent decades treating these animals like disposable starter pets for small children, assuming their minds are simple. But they are highly complex, deeply sensitive creatures trapped in an alien environment, reacting perfectly and logically to the conditions we forcefully place them into. It is time we stop expecting them to understand our chaotic human world and start fundamentally respecting the quiet, instinctual boundaries of theirs. Because the truth is, the moment you stop treating your hamster like a plush toy designed for your entertainment, and start treating them like a living animal with rigid psychological boundaries, that is the exact moment they will finally step out of the shadows, let down their guard, and actually choose to trust you.